What if we didn't make it easier to commit crimes? Would people still commit them? Hey, it's your buddy Boo Juice Magic here, and I live in the People's Republic of California, Stan. And the one thing this brilliant minds that run this state did a few years back was make it the law where if you committed a crime or stole something or whatever, and the value was under a certain amount, I think it was like $999, $950. If it was under that, you wouldn't be arrested, whereas prior you would have been. You could have been arrested for a misdemeanor. For theft, they made that a more of an infraction crime, but you get a slap on the wrist, you get a citation instead of getting arrested. You don't go to jail. You get to continue about your day and steal more crap if you want. And this, strangely enough, caused a huge spike in crime. Who would have thought when you incentivize criminals to commit crimes, they continue to do it? Weird, right? Well, that's what happened. And the people in California, after dealing with all of this crap for years, of people just stealing crap, especially in my area, a lot of tweakers, drug addicts, and homeless people breaking into stuff and stealing stuff frequently. Almost never would you get your stuff back. You'd never be compensated for it. They would never go to jail, no matter how many times they did it, because they would just not show up for the court date on the citation, and most cops wouldn't even bother with it anymore. And some places like San Francisco would make it illegal. They wouldn't even make it, you couldn't be arrested for doing any of it anyway, so it was totally irrelevant. They stymied law enforcement. They stymied civilians. There was one shop owner in town here. Someone broke into his, or got into his store, was starting to trash stuff, and was starting to steal stuff. It was a really nice place, and this actually made him stop his business. He went after the person waiting for the cops, and he was going to try to perform a citizen's arrest. The person turned around and swung and missed him, and he went to try to detain them, but he stopped himself, and the cop showed up, and the person wandered down the road a little ways. And in speaking with law enforcement, the cops, like, here's the sad part, they didn't break enough bottles. This guy makes mead. He didn't break enough bottles or cause enough damage for me to arrest them, so I can cite them. He's like, well, I tried to detain them myself and perform a citizen's arrest. He's like, I would have had to detain you, arrest you for assault. Here's the screwed up part. He said to the guy, you would have gone to jail with a misdemeanor offense. They would have got a slap on the wrist and never had to even pay a fine. And that's the way California was. So the voters in general, we all got tired of it. And this last election cycle, we put into law that would nullify. We got rid of that completely, made that go away. Well, I guess some people didn't get the notice, and we have a little video here, a little news thing for you today. It's from Fox. I know, give me a break. It's not my favorite either, but I thought it would be an interesting thing to watch on this wonderful day with you.
A new viral video showing an accused shoplifter shocked to learn that she may face a felony charge for theft. The Southern California Police Department is now reminding folks about the new Prop 36 law that cracks down on low-level theft. Matt Finn, live in Los Angeles to explain all of this. Memo to shoplifters. You can now be prosecuted.
Weird.
That's right, John. And here in California, we've reported on countless cases of brazen theft, shoplifting with no significant consequences. But last month, California voters overwhelmingly approved the new law, Prop 36, which rolls back criminal justice reform policies that critics say led to overwhelming crime. Police and prosecutors now have more leeway to charge crimes as felonies. Like this video from Seal Beach in Orange County. 3 women walk into an Ulta Beauty store and then a Kohl's, casually stealing whatever they want, not even trying to conceal some of their stolen goods. Yeah. Even after leaving the stores, the women, they're in no rush, but are surprised when Seal Beach police run up on them. And after a short chase, they arrest the thieves. Take a listen here as a police camera captures 2 of these young women talking about their shock that they were arrested for a felony.
Arrest.
It's a felony.
Evading. It's evading.
Lost.
Biatch.
And this is Orange County. They don't play.
The 3 women were booked into an Orange County jail on charges of grand theft, conspiracy to commit a crime, and resisting arrest.
Fuck yeah.
Now, yesterday in Bakersfield, California, Dustin Towery pleaded not guilty to stealing 2 scooters from a Target store. Before Prop 36, Towery could only be charged with a misdemeanor, but now the DA can and did charge this man with a felony, in part because he had 6 prior convictions for stealing and a history of skipping out on court appearances.
Had it been before the passage of Prop 36, he would have been given, if caught, which he resisted arrest, but if caught, he would have been given a citation and a promise to appear. Now, because of the voters, this man is in custody and can't steal again, at least for a while.
And because of that man's criminal past, the judge ordered him held in jail without bail. Again, something that would not have been possible just a few weeks ago here in California. John.
It's a whole new world out there. Matt Finn for it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That guy is going to be real popular in jail. What are you in for, man? I don't want to talk about it. No, dog, what are you in for? I stole some scooters. He's either going to be really, like, avoided or really, really popular with the bigger cellmates. Could you imagine going to jail looking like that and having stolen some scooters? What a life. Yeah, those gals at the beginning, that was amazing. This is a problem. Gals like that are a dime a dozen in California. You see these girls post about how they want a man with money, blah, 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 and then they go out and shoplift. That's a constant thing here. Those chicks, I guarantee you, they all have TikToks. They all have their Instas. And they're all doing the social media thing. But they've been told, I can steal, I can steal, I can steal. They've grown up at their age looking like they've probably grown up with that being most of their life, to the point where, you know, their adolescence, we're told, hey, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. This is California. What's going to happen? Nothing, right? This is just it's not a victimless crime is what gets me, guys. When you steal from a store, we have a local grocery store here that is employee owned and operated. What that means is the people that work there, and they work their asses off, they get a share, profit share in the company. And that goes to their retirement. Some of these folks that have been there for a long time are coming out of that store, retiring, people my age, with millions of dollars, because they have worked super hard for 20, 30 years at this one location, and they get a profit share. Well, when someone steals from that store, it steals from the employee's profit share. It takes away from the parents who feed their families in that store. It doesn't, there's no victimless crime here. When you rob from a big corporation, rob from a Target or a Walmart, it seems like, oh, they can afford it. It's just Chinese crap anyway. No, that's not how this works, dude. The price of everything goes up because now the shareholders see what's going on. They're seeing loss of profit. Believe it or not, I worked for a beer distributor for 11 years. And believe it or not, if we broke one case of beer, one 12-pack of beer, not even a case, a 12-pack of beer, we had to sell 15 to 20 cases to make up for the loss of that one half of a case of beer. That's insane. But people don't understand because you work as a, say, like a burger flipper. Okay, you're not going to see what your bosses do, what the management does. Most of you couldn't do the manager's job right away. You have to get to that place. That's why we have starting jobs. That's why we have entry-level jobs and low minimum wage. That's why we should not have minimum wage in the first place. We shouldn't be having people with no experience making $20 an hour. That's absurd. It makes no sense. We also shouldn't be telling people, hey, it's totally cool for you to just commit a crime, to steal something. Nobody gets hurt by that. No, everybody gets hurt because now the extra cost goes on to everyone else. You take out of the pocket of every employee and every person that shops there because now prices have to get elevated to make up for loss. You know, well, they have insurance. Well, how do you think insurance premiums works? Someone does something to your car, you have to pay extra now because your insurance company had to pay you out. Now your monthly cost goes up. Your premium goes up. Your yearly bill goes up because your premium has to increase to match for the loss. There are no victimless crimes, man. When you steal something, you're stealing from someone, whether you know it or not. I've known people that got fired because this shoplifter stole from their store. They got fired because multiple shoplifters went into the store and stole, and they couldn't do nothing about it. They weren't told by their boss they couldn't do anything about it. But it seemed more like it kept happening on this person's shift, so they might have had something to do with it. This person was an old person. They didn't know the young kids that were stealing. The store was just by a school. This is the kind of crap that people don't think about when they go do this selfish, stupid crap. The world doesn't owe you anything. Get off your ass and try to earn it, man. It sucks sometimes. Life can be tough. You don't get to just go steal your way up into, getting somewhere. And the same people that complain about that say, well, these CEOs steal and stuff. That's how they're there. No, you dumb motherfuckers. Most of them have MBAs. They went to college. The majority of these people that are wealthy have degrees, have actually earned it, and most of them don't have an actual criminal record before they're 15 fucking years old because they stole. Okay? Yes, you need a criminal record if you steal. Sorry, that's what it is. Now, if you're a juvenile, you can't be convicted of a crime unless you're tried as an adult. It's called an adjudication, at least in the state of California. If they decide to try you as an adult, it's different. So even in California, if you're adjudicated as a felon, it's not the same thing as being convicted of a felony. You're not a convicted felon, you're an adjudicated felon as a minor. And you can get that expunged off your record if you kept and maintained your innocence and continued to stay out of trouble for the rest of the time. They have things like probation and deterrence and things like that. The law is the #1 deterrent. You've heard the adage, we don't have locks to keep thieves out, we have locks to keep honest people honest. That's a load of horseshit. Honest people are honest. That's it. We have locks to keep thieves out of our fucking houses. We have laws to keep people from doing stupid shit. We have jail time to keep people from doing stupid shit. And when they keep doing stupid shit and they keep reoffending, we have prison for them to stay at long term, preferably to rehabilitate themselves. But we don't do that here either. That would make sense. Anyway, I'm Moo. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys later, and if you're watching this today, happy Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and whatever else. Feliz Navidad. And if you have fleas on your dog, get some of that stuff that gets rid of them. I don't know. I love you in the face.